the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Hardcore.
Okay.
Hardcore, always. But I'm also a big in, I had mixed feelings about Tom Brady for a long, long time because he was our he was our nemesis in Pittsburgh. We maybe could have went to a minimum of, I would say, 2 more Super Bowls if it hadn't been for Tom Brady beating us, even in Pittsburgh, coming to Pittsburgh and winning the game and taking it away from us. But I'm a big fan, not of every great player, but of most, but a lot of great players.
Yeah.
That's fair to say.
Yeah.
I was been a Lakers fan all my life. I'm a big fan of Michael Jordan. And they're just different players, even for the 49ers now, even though that's not my team. And the reason I have the Purdy shirt is I followed Purdy from the beginning. I love his story. I love the success that he's had, that everybody counted him out. You're the last dude picked, and he's so mature and handles himself so well. And he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's gotten the credit that he deserves because of the great people around him as well. I certainly acknowledge that. But again, look, that's the thing. Great players have great players around them if they do great things. If a great player does not have great players around them, then they might not do well. Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, they had the 1 year, and he did have a running back, but they got rid of him. And they have 2 great wide receivers, but their defense has been shit. Maybe their defense will be better this year. But he, as great as he is, and with as many points as they scored last year, they couldn't overcome such a horrible defense. When you're putting up, no team has put up as many points as the Bengals have and lost that many games. That's doesn't happen. If you're putting 30 to 40 points up a game, that should be
a win
90% of the time.
Yeah.
But you're letting even other mediocre teams put up 30, 40 points against you. That's not going to work. It's not going to, it just isn't. So anyways, I'm just saying, yeah, I like different players. So that was all to say I like George Kittle. I love George Kittle. I love that he's a maniac. If you would go someplace like Miami or Vegas, if you could pick one National Football League player to go with, I would pick Kittle all day long. You're going to have fun. And I think I could do it without drinking too, because I do everything without drinking. I'd still be fun. I'll get him his drinks, but I'm not drinking. But we're going to have fun for sure, because we're going to let him lead the show. You know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. So I got a Harrison Jr. I didn't have any player jerseys, and I didn't want a Murray jersey. And I didn't get a jersey. I got a T-shirt like this. I like the T-shirts. So I did get a Harrison Jr. T-shirt for the Cardinals, and in the latest sideline hat. I typically get a few hats every year. Well, I get a lot of hats. It's really stupid, the number of hats that I get. So there was that, but baseball, you know, who really brought me kind of back hard to baseball. I might have mentioned it in the past. Seeing what Ohtani was doing before he got injured by pitching and hitting, doing both. And I was like, what? And then seeing the results he was getting, how he was doing. And I'm glad that he's back to pitching, because he probably can't do that his whole career. But the fact that he can do that now, that's another thing. Travis Hunter for Colorado, who now is with Jacksonville and is going to play both sides of the ball. I'm a football fan. I want to see what this kid can do, if he can do what nobody else has done or done it as much. There have been players that have come in on both sides of the ball in the NFL, including Deion. Deion got into some offensive plays, but it wasn't a regular thing. This, at least in the beginning, could become a pretty regular thing. I guess right now on the depth chart, he is listed as a first-string cornerback and second-string wide receiver. But that probably means if you're having more than 2 wide receivers out on the field, if you're going to do a 3 or 4 wide receiver set, he's probably going on the field.
Yeah.
Right? I just think
assume so.
Yeah, and if you're a football fan and your team's not playing, you don't want to see that? You don't want to watch that? Or tonight, you don't want to see tonight's game? I do. I want to see tonight's game. I want to see the fucking Browns. I hate the Browns. Nobody hates the Browns more than me. I literally, but people say, like, really hate? Yeah, I fucking hate the Browns. I love all my Browns friends because I have a shit ton of them. I love them. And they talk shit every motherfucking year with no valid reason to talk shit because your team has just sucked ever since it came back. It's never been the same. So, yeah, I totally hate the Browns. Why do I want to see the Browns game tonight? Shedeur Sanders. Think about this. Some people out there in the sports world, Stephen A., are saying they're setting him up for failure, like they're doing this on purpose, playing him tonight. So here's the status. They now got 6 fucking quarterbacks, dude, or 7, or whatever it is. It's a huge number because you still got to count Deshaun Watson, who's on the roster, but who knows if he would be available at some point this season. It seems like at some point in the season he's supposed to be available, but at least for the first half of the season, it doesn't look like that, right? So he's non-factor right now. So you have your leader, 40-year-old Joe Flacco. Okay? Joe Flacco's shown that he can be a serviceable starting quarterback still. He can.
Is Flacco on the...
He's on the Browns.
Oh, for some reason, I thought we were talking about the Steelers for some reason. Sorry.
No,
yeah,
man,
that makes sense. Okay,
we're totally
okay.
We're talking about me hating the Browns. I hate the Browns, but I like Shedeur Sanders. I think Shedeur Sanders totally got shit on because of his dad. And there's been mixed reviews out of training camp. According to training camp stats, he actually has the best training camp stats, which are total garbage.
I was about to say, what exactly does that mean?
I don't even know why they have this. This just happened in the last couple years where they actually started reporting on number of throws, completions, interceptions, touchdowns. You know what surprises me the most of the training camp stats, though?
What's up?
How low the numbers are. You're like, that's it? That's all the practice numbers? That's it? It's an incredibly low number. It's stupid, actually. You're like, a whole training camp, and that's all you did through with the first team? But anyways, and he's thrown none with the first team. None. Shedeur Sanders, none. And you got to remember, they also drafted Dylan Gabriel in the first fucking round. First fucking round. And I don't want to shit on that kid because everybody told that kid he couldn't do it either. And he did it. And he's short. We've told other short players they couldn't do it, and they've proven that shit wrong. There's Doug Flutie. There you go. There's a name. You want a name? Doug Flutie, who also got shit on and went to Canada and then came back. And the struggle that he had over his career for as good a player as he is was just silly. But it happens in the NFL. For whatever reason, they shit on certain people. They shit on Tebow, probably the best quarterback to have the shortest career. All the kid did was win. I don't know how many people realize it or not, but he had a winning record for the half season that he played for the Denver Broncos, turned their season around, actually, got them to the playoffs, and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs in overtime under the new rules of overtime. He was phenomenal during that. It maybe wasn't pretty the way he won, but he won, and it was, I just think he could have done so much more. He got traded to the Jets. The Jets were horrible, had a whole roster of horrible quarterbacks, and yet still wouldn't give him a chance. Well, then why the fuck did you bring him in? And yet that style of quarterback is what they're all looking for now. But you didn't want the white guy praying in the end zone? That bothered you? Was that it? That kind of kneeling? I don't know what it was. I always said that he would have had a greater career if he just started sniffing cocaine off of strippers. Then they would have loved him. Right? It's so fucked up, dude. So fucked up. So I like individual players. I like Tim. I follow individual players as well. And just like now, WNBA. Let's get to the WNBA. Well, let me finish with Shedeur Sanders first, because I'm all over the place. Shedeur Sanders, love him. He's playing tonight because I said Flacco is out, not hurt, but they're not playing him. A lot of starters are not going to play, but I've seen quite a few that Burrow played last night. So
Okay, you do well.
Yeah, he did really well. 2 touchdowns and 2 drives.
Oh wow.
So he did well. So Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett are both hurt with hamstring injuries. Because Dylan Gabriel. Well, I would say Pickett too. I'm going to see.
Bless you.
Real world. So, because Pickett wants another opportunity, obviously. He would like another chance to be a starting quarterback. If he could be on the field, I really think he would be on the field. So I believe his injury is legit. Same with Dylan Gabriel. You'd want to be on the field. You're a rookie. You have a chance that has just been handed to you on a silver platter with Kenny Pickett, them not playing Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett hurt, and what? Now you're hurt? So this is a gift to Shedeur Sanders because he's been shit on. And whether it's a setup or not, or I don't even care if they call shitty plays for him. I don't. He still has an opportunity to do something on that field tonight and to shove it in people's faces. He's got that opportunity to play a fuck you preseason game. Fuck you. I deserve to be here. I deserved to be picked in the first round. I wasn't picked in the first round. I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm not worried about the number of snaps that he got with the first string offense with the Browns, like some people bring up. This kid has played a lot of games, a lot, as a starting quarterback. Played at Jackson State. He was the starting quarterback for 2 years. 2 years at Colorado. I mean, do people realize that Ben Roethlisberger I don't even think Ben played quarterback until his high school senior year. He was a tight end. But then goes to Miami of Ohio and plays quarterback for a couple years. He didn't stay there for 4 years. Shedeur was there as a starting quarterback for 4 years. I'm not saying Shedeur is going to be a Ben Roethlisberger. I'm just saying he's played a lot of games. He's not new. He played a lot of youth football. This kid's whole life has been nothing but football. One of the cracks on him by Cowherd that I heard was that he's not serious and that the better quarterbacks are more serious than he is. I understood his point, and when he gave his examples, his point was really good. But how I feel about Shedeur is the kid loves the game like a kid. It's not that he doesn't take it serious. He does, but it's still fun for him.
Yeah.
It's not a job. It's fun. He's not a Tom Brady with attitude or other quarterbacks that have been, similar type of thing. Yeah, he might dance on the sideline of it's a different generation too. It's a different generation with what they've grown up with the social media and the attacks they get and the spotlight being on him. The spotlight was on his dad, and as long as that spotlight was on his dad, it was on him too. And then playing in your dad's shadow. Because people say, oh, you're only getting this opportunity because you're Deion's kid. And he showed that he was a top college quarterback and could have played for any coach that he was good enough to play for any coach, not just his dad. But that's a lot of pressure to do that. It is. I mean, just even in little kid sports, I told that to my daughter when I coached and created a soccer club for her. Like, Sam, I'm going to be harder on you than anybody else because I don't want anybody else talking about shit that I'm favoring you over anyone else. So I'm going to be harder on you. I'm sorry, but that's just how it's going to be. And she understood. She got it. She was a mature little kid and got the idea because that's just how parents are. They're shitty sometimes. But I'm looking forward to I want to see that tonight. What does Shedeur do with this opportunity? Because nobody was expecting this to happen. Maybe he would have gotten a chance by the third game when they're not playing anybody that's going to start, and they might be playing players who they're going to cut even, right? Who are still on the cutting block.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a hell of an opportunity. And nobody can stop him once he's on the field. That's the thing. That's the beautiful part about this. And it's a great story. This to me is life. This is business. This is why I love sports. Yeah, it's cool to see, somebody who's great as a youth go on to be great as an adult. But it's also cool. I love who doesn't? This is the United States, man. We love the underdog stories. We love Rudy. I love Rudy. Do you like Rudy? Did we talk
Rudy.
About the movie Rudy?
The movie Rudy, yes.
Yes. But I mean, that was a real movie.
I haven't watched it yet, but it is on my.
All right, it's on your. You gotta watch Rudy. You're a sports guy.
I haven't had
a
chance to watch a lot of movies recently. So.
Oh,
actually, no. Wait, I have seen this.
Yeah.
Have I?
Rudy Rudiger. Notre Dame.
I've seen a lot of football movies in my lifetime, so I mean, 93 is not. It's possible I've watched this.
Yeah, and this is going to kind of be. It's going to be sports today, as you can tell. Because of that, that's happening. Saturday, tomorrow, we are going to the Cardinals' first preseason game. We're excited about that. First time I've ever been to a preseason game. That's not something I'd go to. And next year, I'll probably give away my tickets for the preseason game. So if somebody wants preseason tickets for free and just to go to Glendale and drink some beers and have a good time, hit me up. I'll set you up with tickets next year. Because I made a commitment, I think, for 3 years.
3 years, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually...
Well, if you can do it by 1 year.
Yeah.
But if you do that, you pay more. So you get your season tickets a little bit less if you make a 3 to 5 year commitment, and I went with 3.
I mean, it makes sense that they do that, but
smart for them to do.
Yeah.
Smart for them. And I don't see why I won't be. I mean, I'm gonna die here, man. And I'm going to be buried here. They ain't sending my body back to Ohio. I ain't going back to Ohio for... I'll go back to Ohio if somebody else dies. But I'm not going back.
I feel you.
For no reason. You fucking bury me in the desert with all the other crazy shit. Like, that's fine. Put me at the foot of a cactus. I'm all right with that. I love it here. I'm going nowhere. So that's going to be a great time on Saturday. And then Sunday, we have another Mercury game. It's the Atlanta Dream. And we've lost twice to the Atlanta Dream already this season, the 2 times we've played them. They're also one of the top 4 or 5 teams right now. So we're right at that same place with them. But they have the edge because they've beaten us twice. I believe our roster and our team is better than the Dream. We just have not played our game against them. So definitely need to do that. And here's what's been going on with the Phoenix Mercury. The Phoenix Mercury had a bunch of injuries to start the season. Natasha Mack wasn't on the court. She's great off the bench. Sometimes she might occasionally start. We had one of our 3 superstars who also played last year, and that is Copper. And then we had Sabali and Thomas, and they'd been out at different times, but Copper was the one that was out for sure. We didn't have our big 3 is what we didn't have. And then even they took a game out here, a couple games out due to injury or whatever during the season so far. And we had such a deep bench. We had so many 3-point shooters. Played at a fast pace. Were able to substitute because of how deep the bench was and just run teams, play good defense, get those threes off of that. And we lost maybe a game, maybe 2 if the 3-point shooting was down. But it's like we're not even a 3-point shooting team anymore with everybody back and healthy. And once people started coming back healthy, and it started with Copper, she fit in right away to the system. But it's hard when you have 3 superstars, 3 legit stars that are all about the same level of star. Does that make sense?
Like they want their time on their screen time, basically. The best way to kind of.
Yeah. I mean, you have to think back for you sports people. You have to think back to Magic Johnson days. I mean, Magic, people forget that James Worthy would have been a number 1 guy with almost every other fucking team. And he was a number 3 guy on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So just all that talent. And then they made the trade for DeWanna Bonner, who was with the Fever. She didn't want to be there. So there were issues there. So she came to Phoenix. There's a relationship between her and Alyssa Thomas, like a real relationship. Yeah, which I think is, it's not odd or crazy, but it's crazy if you're making personnel decisions on that.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure they'd say they didn't make the personnel decision based on that.
But there has to be
But
some sort of.
I don't know about that. And I don't know if they have kids, and so they wanted to be together in the same city for the kids thing too. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the issue was.
Yeah.
I'm not deep into WNBA rumors, except for the Sophie Cunningham when that came up about her potentially having, it was rumored for a minute that she denied in both whatever the executive was with the Phoenix Mercury having a little thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing. And she went to the Fever. Sophie Cunningham she was with us last year. So there you go. So big deal. But Bonner, when she first came, that's when we started really playing poorly. Just did not fit in with our whole scheme. The coach wasn't getting the rotations and stopped playing people. Last night, he didn't play 2 of the players until the very end of the game, when previously he'd been playing everybody, the entire bench, because our bench was that deep, man, that deep. And even though Brown is not a starting player, she's a great she's a big girl who's great coming off the bench, that can give you some rebounds, give you some putbacks, and maybe put a body on some of the other bigger women in the WNBA. And she's gotten better and better all season. She's improved with that.
Okay.
And passing out and stuff like that. He didn't play Laxa till the end last night. She's our player from Lithuania who plays like a European player. And she's solid. She's good. She can handle the ball. She's got a good 3-point shot. He was playing her the game against Connecticut. I don't think she got in at all. At all. And that was against a shitty fucking team, dude. And that's the whole thing, is we barely won the game the other night. Barely won. It was horrible. And then I didn't even bet on last night's game against the Fever. Even though we were favored to win, I just wasn't sure what we were going to do. Are we the deeper, better team than the Fever without Caitlin Clark? 100%. 100% we are better. I think we're better than them even if they have Caitlin Clark. Because
Really?
dude, our team is deep. And I'm being honest, not just because I'm a Phoenix Mercury season ticket holder. I'm as objective as a motherfucker. And I'm so objective that apparently Alyssa Thomas was upset with me for a second during the game against Connecticut because I yelled out from my stand where they can see me. If they come to the scorers table, they're right in front of me, dude. So they can hear me because it's right in front of me. And I was just complaining about how sloppy it was. And it was a bunch of shitty, crappy turnovers, bad throws, bad bounce passes. It was just horrible. Last night, we only had a couple of that happen a couple of times. We were two completely different teams between last night and playing against the Sun. Two completely different teams. And apparently when I said that, I was looking like to my left, and apparently she turned around and she was apparently either mouthing or saying, well, not mouthing, but saying something to me,
yeah.
Or they said potentially it might have been a woman behind me because
Gotcha.
she can be heard regularly too. But most of the time she's yelling at the officials, and it's so funny. There's this group of a couple of women behind us. They know every official in the league by their first name. Everyone, but their whole name. But they'll be using their first name when they yell at them, man. It's so fucking funny. It's a good time. It's a good time. So, but people next to me were like, "What did she just say to you?" And I'm like, "Who say to me?" Alyssa Thomas. She turned around when you said that. Like, oh, good Lord. And I love her. I wore my Alyssa Thomas shirt last night, even just to show my love. Like, look over here. Like, I got you. She played great in that game, and she had a triple-double that game, and she had a triple-double last night. That's 3 consecutive triple-doubles, and this is the first time that's ever been done in the WNBA. Isn't that crazy? 28 years. No player has had a triple-double 3 consecutive games. Triple-doubles are a way bigger deal in the WNBA to achieve than the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
Way bigger deal. Because, well, it just doesn't happen as often, right? Well, and they're also playing fewer minutes, too. I don't know if people realize that.
I didn't even realize that.
Their game is shorter. So when you look at their scores, you should actually be kind of impressed a little bit at those scores, because I'm kind of surprised sometimes at their scores for the amount of the time that they're on the court. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good. So, yeah, we just didn't have that flow. Last night, the flow was a little better. Bonner, the last game and this game, hit some big threes. And she's a big girl. Like, she's super tall and skinny, as I've mentioned before. She's not one that you're thinking of as a three-point shooter. And again, we have a bunch of them. But our three-point shooting, when we did it last night, it was mostly on. Our field goal percentage probably went down in the fourth quarter because we were really hitting it for a while, and it got a little sloppier at the end because the lead was almost 40 points. So they were just chucking it up at that point.
Yeah,
they didn't really
at that
care.
Point, they didn't really care. Yeah.
And there were some interesting parts of the game. So this is Sophie Cunningham's first trip back to Phoenix since the move.
Okay.
And Phoenix did it up. If you come back here, they're going to give you some love. When Griner came back, because she now plays for the Atlanta Dream, they gave her lots of love. And the fans, they didn't boo her. They applauded her. They gave her love, right?
Yeah.
Well, Sophie didn't have a lot of love back yesterday. For the fans, she did, but for the players, and she got hot hitting three-pointers, and she was rubbing it in and running her mouth, man. So that was pissing a bunch of people off. But not if you're a guy, because you just don't care if you're a guy, because the hot chick is hitting threes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's it. And so a lot of people know this, obviously. that what's been a thing lately, and you're also going to hear something about this story that nobody else is talking about, is the rise of the green dildo. And there's a reason that it's green. And most people don't know that either. Okay, that there's a reason that the dildos that they're throwing onto the court are green. So that happened. It's happened in a few games, fever games. I think somebody got thrown out that something was thrown at the Phoenix Mercury game the other night, but it didn't reach the floor, and that person got tossed. There was just somebody, like, they've announced that they're going to be suspended for a year. If you throw something on the court like that, that's a solid object onto the court at a player, even if it doesn't hit the player, you should be banned for life from all of that sports games, from all WNBA games in any city. That should not be a thing. Look, I love funny as much as anybody. I love stupid shit. I love fourth grade humor. I do. I like fart jokes still. Okay? 57 and I still like fart jokes. I'll give it to you. It was funny once. It's not funny now. I'm not laughing now. That's just dumb. It takes away from the game. If you don't like the game or you're not interested in the that's okay. That's cool, man. I wasn't either. Caitlin Clark brought me to the WNBA. It's the only reason I gave a shit. But my whole point was when I went last year and spent all that money for one game, $1,000 for 2 tickets to watch the Fever and Caitlin Clark take on the Mercury. Full house. Last night, it was almost full. It was about 17,000, but it was the biggest crowd of the season so far. And obviously, some people had tickets that they couldn't sell or whatever in the top rafter. But this was the first time that it was 80-90% filled in the top rafter.
Okay.
Usually,
not just the bottom part, but the top part as well.
The very, very top part.
Gotcha.
And usually if we have a bigger crowd, one of the sides, the top part is filled, right?
Yeah.
But this was all the way around. That's why I'm saying they might have, as far as ticket sales, it might have been sold out, even though it didn't quite look like a sold out crowd because people just didn't come to the game because she wasn't going to be there. Maybe some people chose that. But listen to this on how, so you had people that bought tickets, bought packages or whatever, so that they could get tickets at face value and come to the game. Then you had the resale, which kept going up substantially, up to the range of about $400 a ticket, right? And look, I paid $1,000 last year, so... And the people next to us paid $400 a ticket. But they bought their tickets a little while ago. A couple seats to our right, one of those ladies couldn't be here. She sold her ticket. She only got $140 for her ticket, is what her partner told us. Because it was sold at the last minute. And at that point, you knew Caitlin Clark wasn't going to be there. So there was a big up and down with it. But the 140... Because I think our tickets are right about that, 150 face value.
Okay.
So if any other game, you're not even going to get face value for your ticket if you resell it, probably, right? At least in our area, which is a nice area because you get the lounge and everything. But that just shows you the power of Caitlin Clark. She brought us there. She brought us to that place last year. While everybody was being stupid and chirping about Caitlin Clark and the attention she was getting, it was an opportunity to shine. So shine. Ball out, girl. Show me your shit. Don't be mad that I'm only paying attention. Don't be mad because you're a 3-time All-Star and I don't know who the fuck you are. Don't be mad. I'm here now. Show me what you got. I'm a sports fan. Show me what you got. Make me want to come back to the game when they take off on the private jet and go back to Indianapolis. Show me and they did. We had a good time. We decided to go back, and we saw most of the 4 or 5 top teams last year play when they came to Phoenix. So, and we even went to not an away game, but it was a home game for the Fever when we were in Indianapolis for the weekend to see Notre Dame and Purdue play football at Purdue. We got in on Thursday. We're like, hey, are the Fever in town? They were. I bought last minute tickets for the Fever, which was sold out. Was absolutely crazy to see people walking around Indianapolis at noon on a Friday wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys. Last night, that was the most influence of another team coming in. So when A'ja Wilson, she's the MVP, when she comes to town, you're going to see A'ja Wilson jerseys and little girls in A'ja Wilson stuff at the Phoenix Mercury game. Your Griner, when she came in, because she was here in Phoenix too. So you'll see that with a couple other players. Oh, the other big one, Paige. We can't forget Paige and the Dallas Wings when they come to town. A lot of little girls wearing Paige's uniform too. That was very big. But nothing like Caitlin Clark. Nothing like that. Now, I didn't see any Iowa jerseys last night, and you still see her Iowa jersey around. But there were a lot of Caitlin Clark fans. In fact, I could have worn my Caitlin Clark stuff. I got Caitlin Clark stuff. And again, how big a deal is this? We were at a fucking Morgan Wallen concert a few weeks ago at State Farm Stadium, and I'm seeing this big old cowboy come up the aisle wearing a Caitlin Clark jersey with his jeans and cowboy boots and his country ball cap. Yeah. She's that big a deal, and deservedly so. But you got an opportunity to shine. Same for Shedeur Sanders tonight, right? Yes, you got an opportunity now. You got the opportunity. What are you going to do with it? But again, Phoenix Mercury, you have an opportunity. You need to expand your audience. And I'm just going to say things that other people aren't going to say or afraid to say. You have the LGBTQIA. See, I got it right. Plus, I got all the right letters, dude. I banged that out right there. You're proud of me? I got them all right.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm gonna believe you, but I don't know off the top of my head whether that's right or not. So, but I'm gonna believe you. But I will believe you.
Don't believe me. Believe me. I'm 100% on that. LGBT. So it used to just be LGB. Then they added the T. And then I think the QIA was added all kind of together. And then plus. Because they make up so many other things too. And nobody wants to. We already have too many letters, right? And the Q stands for queer, right?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, I want a gay person. And I could just ask at the basketball game if I wanted to. And I have the balls to do that. Just ask somebody that I know, I think they would know I'm not meaning anything just by asking the question. What's the difference between gay and queer?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's a difference. And we could ask ChatGPT. More letters, right?
Lesbian specifically refers to a woman attracted to another woman, while queer is a broader, more inclusive term encompassing a range of sexual orientations and gender identities that fall outside the heterosexual and cisgender norms. So
yeah, but don't we have bi for that? Don't we have plus for that?
I honestly
Why do we need a Q? I mean, I get what it is, but that just tells me it's the plus. Honestly.
Oh, so basically it looks like, so queer is including all lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgender people, and others who don't fit in the controversial categories. And then you have your lesbians or women, and then gay is for men. And then queer is
I don't even
everyone.
know what that, I don't know what that even means then. Well, like, we're talking like sub-genders now or some bullshit? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not even genders. sub sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Right? The genders is the T.
No, that's transgender.
which is the genders. That's not necessarily sexual orientation.
I'll be honest with you, all that kind of confused me.
Yes.
So.
And if you're confused, you know I'm
Yeah,
confused, dude.
I have no idea. I was just
Okay, well, my whole point is these women, the WNBA has been supported by, I'm just going to say gay community. So I'm including everyone, all the letters and the plus, I'm including everyone, have been supportive of the WNBA from day one. Men and women who are gay totally have been supportive. They've been there since day one. Many of them season ticket holders since day one. And now you got 70-year-old lesbians there. So they have broad support among the community. Broad support. But there's only so many of them. You can't, there's not much deeper. If somebody's gay and doesn't like the WNBA, they're probably not going to like that's just not their thing. My friend Tony, nobody's straighter than my friend Tony. Tony doesn't understand. I'm one of the few friends that are in the category for my friend Tony that is both, that doesn't drink, that does a lot of sports, but I also don't sit on the couch. I'm super active. Tony likes to go after the guys and chide them a little bit if they're sitting on the couch, watching other men, wearing other men's names on their shirts, and spending their time watching other men perform, and they're just lazy and overweight and not doing anything. He kind of chides them a little bit.
Okay.
It's just not his thing. Now, he will still go and enjoy a game here and there. He went to a Savannah Bananas game, I know, because he posted it. And it's entertainment. That's the only reason you go to Savannah Bananas. I don't even know if I would go. I'm not even sure how I feel about that right now yet. But I've seen a little bit of it on TV. Not watched the whole game, but I've watched a few innings just to see what the fuck is this shit. And
that's a great question.
Other than having a clock versus just so many innings, right? I think the total number of innings doesn't matter if it's 7 or if it's 17. Excuse me. They have like a 2-hour clock. That's how long the game lasts. No, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was about to say I have no idea.
I'm telling you, okay. Savannah Banana baseball rules. And apology for the burp there. Let's see. And then they could make an easy out, but instead of making an easy out, they try to catch it and do a backflip at the same time.
Very impressive, by the way. And they do it pretty often, too.
Yeah, it's impressive when they do it. When it works, it doesn't always work.
Fair.
But, yeah, okay. And then occasionally they'll break out in a dance routine.
Yes.
Right?
I have seen that, yeah.
And that's pretty impressive. That besides being people who can obviously play the game at a decent level, not the Major League Baseball level, but at a decent level,
yeah.
Right? And be able to also dance.
You know what I find more impressive? The umpires seem to be the ones that are much better at dancing than the players. Because they get into it too, and it's hilarious. I love that.
It is. It's entertainment, man. That's what it's about. It's about eyeballs. It's about entertainment. But he went to a game. The WNBA wants to grow. They want to expand. They're going to be adding some more teams again. I don't know if that's a great idea or not. I know this. I know the officials, and these motherfuckers can't find me shit. The WNBA can't find me shit. The officials are horrible. They're horrible. Absolutely horrendous. They're ruining the game. I thought there was going to be a brawl the other night against the Sun, and it was mainly because of the poor officiating, of bad calls on both sides, and then allowing the physicality that they allowed to escalate to a level where see what people don't understand when basketball players fight on the court, men or women, is there's already physicality happening. So it's not usually just some words, me saying something to you. It's me bodying you, slamming you, hitting you in the head, elbows. I'm physically hitting you. So your response of physically maybe throwing a punch at me isn't all that surprising. I don't know if people really look at it that way, but they should. It's different than just words, right?
Yeah.
So when you see that escalating and not being called, the players are going to get tired of banging. You're going to bang on the other player. Eventually, something is going to happen, and that's not good. And it's not good for the game. The players just want to know, what can we do? What can we do? What are you going to allow? And they want to play to that level. And they allow way too much bullshit. They allow way too much grabbing by the defense, way too much hands-on. The NBA doesn't allow any of that shit, dude. So they need to get better. You are trying to put a better product on. You have some stars now that are attracting people. You got to fix this shit and fix it fast. These officials fucking suck. Horrible. They need us. They need me. I'm the fan that you want to get to the game. You want to grow this game? You need sports fans. You need people who are basketball fans. Now, I self-admitted, I've been on a roller coaster with the NBA. Long time, still always a Laker fan. I have LeBron going to the Lakers. I watched the least amount of basketball during that time. And maybe a year or two before that, once we lost Kobe. When Kobe was done, retired, terrible roster for a couple years. You know, it was hard to get into. It was hard to get into. And the game, I'm sorry, I don't want to see 140 to 125. I don't. I want to actually see some defense. I don't want to see that score. You got to understand, I came from an era where it was 85 to 100 when Jordan was playing. Now, they had games higher than 100, but there were a lot of games where defense was played by both teams, and defense mattered. Because to me, that's the one thing you can control. You can't always control your shot going in. Sometimes it's going to flow easier than others. You can always control your effort on the defensive end. Always. You can always make it hard on the other team. And that can win ball games. Maybe not every game, but it can win a lot of games for you. WNBA, you want to expand. And if you want to expand, you have to bring in people who are not your base. You have your base. You're already filled up. What are you going to do? Add to the lesbian fan base, increase that by 10% in the next 3 years? Maybe. I don't know. If you're a lesbian or gay, because the guys too, okay, that are there, and you like basketball, you're already there. You're already there because it's one of your safe places, right? It's like going to a gay bar. It's your safe place. Place you can go. Your people are going to be there in numbers. It's a good place. It's a good time. Dawn and I have a good time. We have a good time at the game. But that's what you got to show that to other people like me, that we can come to the game and have a good time too. And have a good product that you're putting out on the floor that's fun to cheer for. You want to grow the game? You need other sports fans who are not paying attention right now, who may be giving you an eyeball here and there because of Caitlin Clark or Paige Beckers. Use that opportunity. Use that opportunity that you're being given. Ball out. Now, you got to address the situation with the dildos. It's just not a thing. And look at this guy. Can you show this? This is a guy. This is the one that I happened the other night. And I was there. And I wonder if we could find me in that picture. We could blow that shit up. I'm there, dude. That is so funny. Oh, I could actually find me. But anyways, this happened to my right. So if you to find me, all right, you would have to see that. All right. So now go to the half court line. Go to that yellow shirt. Go to the yellow shirt in the first row. You see, put your arrow there. Deal. Now you're going to go straight back. Straight back. Right, no, right there. The first row in the seats, that behind that little fence there, right where your arrow is now, is, okay, move it to the left. Move it to the left, move it to the left. No. I'm trying to, so I think those were the two ladies next to me in the white. So I think I'm that black object. No, to the right. To the right. Yeah, I think that's me right there. Yeah, it's the back of my head. I mean, but just where the other fans are and our friends. And so this was happening to our right. Where that dude's head is, it happened in that area, was where the dildo incident happened in this particular game. And somebody looks at the comment off to the side, Don Vito. He looks like he plays with the toys himself. Exactly what I thought. He ain't got a girlfriend. Let's be honest. Oh, it's just bad, dude. The comment, it's just bad. It's a bad look. It's not helpful to the WNBA. So here's what you haven't heard that you need to look up. I want you to put this in Chat GPT. You want to put green WNBA, green dildo, and crypto meme coin. There is a crypto meme coin that came out in July, all around the time that this started happening. And it's like the green dildo, like the symbol is like dildo or something for the meme coin. This is actually linked. This happening has something to do with the meme coin crypto shit. I mean, I don't know who invests in these meme coins because they're mostly pump and dump. People get in, they pump them up. If you can make money during the pump, and then they're gonna dump it and it's gonna crash. They have no sustainability. It's not like Bitcoin or Ethereum or other real cryptocurrencies. They're really garbage. And yeah, I know the president has a meme coin too, and it's garbage. If you invested in it, if you've been able to make money doing it, God bless you. Man, that is not how I want to play my money. I like to get high returns as well, so I bet on myself. That's where I put my money. But were you able to pull something up?
Yeah, the green dildo crypto refers to the green dildo coin, a meme coin launched in late July 2025 by a group of crypto enthusiasts. The creators stated that their invention was to protest what they perceive as a toxic environment in the crypto world, where smaller players struggle to compete with influencers and scammers. To gain attention for their coin, they orchestrated stunts involving throwing green sex toys at WNBA games. This included coordinating plans to enter arenas with sex toys. According to text messages obtained by the USA Today, the first incident occurred on July 29, 2025, during the Atlanta Dream game, the day after the coin's launch.
And before I just mentioned it to you, you've heard about the dildo. Everybody's heard about the dildos being thrown on the court.
I'll be honest with you, before you brought it up to me, I had no idea.
But so you didn't. That's totally cool. But a lot of people have heard about this, and if you can see it in the comments, that don't follow the WNBA, but they know about this.
Gotcha.
It is bringing attention. Not the kind of attention you really want, but it is bringing attention.
Yeah.
But nobody's talking about the connection to the meme coin. And I just think that's crazy shit, man. And I don't know how much longer it's going to continue, but it has produced like 3 spikes after it happens.
For the crypto?
Yeah. And they even from what I understand, it's even coordinated. Like, who's ever putting this shit together on the meme coin side, and other people are contributing to it who aren't associated with it, they're being told if the person was able to throw it onto the court and then get out without getting detected. And they've also talked about even putting up the bail money for somebody who
got arrested because of that.
Helping them out. I don't know. I'm not into the meme coin thing, and I'm not going to be, and I don't care about bigger or smaller. It's a garbage investment. It really, I don't even know if that shit should be legal, man. That's really kind of, it's some shady shit.
Crypto, or are you talking about the green dildo one specifically?
The meme, the fake meme coins.
Gotcha.
Not where it's not the same as, like I said, Ethereum or Bitcoin, and there's some others too, obviously, that are actual
currency,
created currency that they have. That is legit now. It's been around long enough. It's legit. It's not going anywhere. It's probably going to continue to grow and play a bigger and bigger role in our financial world. I don't like how it's promoted, that it's like a guaranteed thing. I think if somebody wants to buy some, I'm not into trading that kind of thing. If you want to trade it, it's not any safer than trading other types of investments, stocks, bonds, currency, cattle futures, whatever. You want to do that kind of stuff, that's all on you. But for long-term investment, if you start buying even in a small amount now, do I think it will be substantially higher in the next 5 to 10 years? Yeah. But it's going to be a rocky road, and you just have to be willing to, whatever money you're putting into it, not worry about it. Even if it drops 50%, don't sell, ride it out, just let it go, just like you would the S&P 500 in most cases. That's my thought on it. I don't think it's a bad investment, but I look at it more as an investment in more long term. You're going to come out better. I don't look at it as a get rich quick kind of thing. I mean, even though that's happened.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure more people have lost money from crypto than gains.
Oh, sure. Sure. Absolutely. And even people who thought Sam Friedman, what else do we have to say? Here you thought you actually had something, and the dude was stealing your crypto. That happens. There's some shady shit there. But there we go. Did I send you, what else did I send you today? Did I send you anything else? Dildo wise, or that was it? That was pretty much covers the dildo stuff. Oh, we could throw this in there. I threw this up there. Can you believe this, dude? Play that 15-second video. The chick in the dude in the person in the red. This was done in a school parking lot.
Was this like an organized thing? Or was it for the school?
This is an organized event.
The screen's a little small on my screen, so I can't really.
Yeah.
So what exactly is going on here?
Drag queen show.
For the kids at the school?
Look at the kids. I mean, Why is it important? And look at that parent. And look at that grandmother. That's what I'm thinking they are. Yeah, look at that picture. Look at the little girl at the top. Not even the one in this row, that one right there. But look at that. Look at that dude. That is an ugly motherfucker, dude. But just tell me, why is it important for 4 to 6 year old kids to see this? What are you trying to do? Why is this important? Yeah, look at the comments. Why would this be appropriate for little? Well, that was me. Yeah, really? That's why libertarians are idiots, and that's never become a real third party. That's why. Yeah, you have to be a fucked up parent to do this. And these are the people that want to talk about Trump supporters being pedophiles. There's just no good reason for this, dude. I'm not against these people performing.
Yeah.
In a club. In a club, dude. 18 and over in a fucking club. And you choose to go in the club. But to expose little kids to this, how does this help little kids understand diversity or love or whatever? Are you kidding me? These little fucking kids should be learning the damn alphabet. Addition, subtraction. There's no good purpose for this. None. Absolutely none. But again, I'm going to start using this in my comments against the people who think, these are the people that think they have a moral high ground now because Trump won't release the Epstein files, so he's got to be in there. You people are fucking dumb as shit. And I'm actually leaning more towards now that there's something shady going on as far as potentially protecting another country. I know that's a little bit on the conspiracy side, but that's where I'm falling on that. That's what I think the real reason is. Yeah. I mean, are there obviously people who were involved, both Republican or Democrat? I think that intelligence agencies, including foreign intelligence agencies, were using this as a way to blackmail people, get other things going on that it was being used. And it's to protect that. And especially look at where we're at with Israel right now and the feeling around the world, including in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And if it came out that the former prime minister who lived with him, right, lived at his place, like, and bad shit came out about that, it's still going to be a reflection on them. And with the current hate already, that would go through the roof, man. It would be bad. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I think we should release it regardless of the consequences at this point.
Yeah.
And I do. But again, I'm somebody that's always wanted to release it. The people on the left only want it to release it because they think it'll hurt President Trump. And then if it is all released and it doesn't hurt President Trump, they're still not going to believe it. They're not. Yeah. Their thing is going to be, oh, well, they took that out of there. Look, these are the same people that lied about the Russiagate hoax, and that's why Trump's so pissed about it and brings that up. Because that is a legitimate point. Because even if you get what you want, if what you want is not in there, you're still not going to believe it. So does it really help to release it if it's not going to change your mind, if there's nothing in there? The only thing that works for you is if what you think is in there is actually in there. That's all. That's how it is. But those people think they have the moral high ground. You do not have the motherfucking moral high ground. You people never gave a shit about the bigger issue for many of us about trafficked kids, period. I lived in Toledo, Ohio. Our turnpike area and position there in the state of Ohio, a lot of trafficked kids came through the turnpike area there in Toledo. It was, people would get caught there that were involved in these elaborate trafficking schemes that would be from Cincinnati and Columbus and Detroit. 75 runs from Michigan to Florida. It's a big highway. It was a major area. And then, like I said, you have the toll road that runs east and west through Toledo.
Okay.
So it was a big area. So it was, we saw maybe more stories in our local news about trafficking than people might see in other places in the country. It was a big deal. And that's why I've said, I've been about this for a long time. It's been an issue. That movie that came out a couple years ago that I cried over, that real story about trafficked kids. And did you see that one?
Which one?
Why can't I remember it? Just put what movie, what true story movie came out within the past couple years about trafficked children?
Sound of Freedom?
Sound of Freedom. There you go. Dude, it's an incredible movie. The liberals shit all over that movie. Shit all over it. And him. And tried to discredit him. This is a guy who did real work to stop that horrible thing. And again, how long was that movie ago? Probably 2 years ago, right? 23. That's why I'm saying we cared about this issue before the last 7 months. You guys have only cared about Epstein for the last 3 months now. You do not have the fucking moral high ground. And calling me a pedo doesn't make me a pedo any more than calling me a Nazi makes me a fucking Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. And you calling me one repeatedly 1,000 times is still not going to make it true. Nobody's mind is being changed. And it has almost no effect now. We've taken something that was very serious, Hitler, and being a Nazi, and brought it to such a low level by comparing it to things that are not on that level. Deporting people is not the same as killing 7 fucking million people. It's just not. And so to compare it to that just makes you look fucking stupid. Hot girls doing jean ads don't make them white supremacists either. It's stupid. Makes you look stupid, for sure. So there you go. That's what I have. That stuff just irritates the fuck out of me, man. It really does.
I can totally get that.
And I can let it go when I'm not doing this somewhat. I don't let it affect my personal life or anything like that. I'm enjoying life. I'm blessed to have the life that I have. And I posted this, I don't know, yesterday, the day before, I posted a picture of Dawn and I on Facebook, and it was, life is hard. Yeah. Go down just a little bit. Yeah, there. I woke up, I'm blessed. My girlfriend is hot, I'm blessed. Business is booming, I'm blessed. God is great all the time. But if you look to the other caption, below it. Life is hard. Life is good. Both can be true at the same time. Live fast. And that's how my life has been since I've been out here in Arizona. My life has been hard and good at the same time. I've dealt with personal struggles in relationships prior to Dawn and still dealing with that. Hopefully that all ends in October. This is what we're working on. It's getting closer. And then business too. Business has been great. That's not the problem. The clients, not the problem. Supply chain issues, been a problem that we've been working on. Some of that was getting fixed today. We're very happy about that. And we're going to continue to fix that. But it's been hard and good at the same time. And I focus on the good because the hard will always be there. And focusing on the hard all the time, then you're not going to, there's no room for the good. That's why you got to, the hard, you just got to realize you just got to do it. You don't have a choice. You just have to do it. You just have to push through it. And I have a couple of friends that are also going through divorces now, a couple clients, and have shared with me. And one is really having some terrible struggle. And I'm like, dude, you got to get out of the firing line. You got to stop. This chick's got a AK-47 aimed at you, and you need to get out of the fucking way, man. You cannot stay. You think you're doing something good for your kid. Well, you ain't going to do nothing good for your kid if you're in jail. That's not, and yeah, they can get crazy. They can get crazy. The people that are able to get divorced amicably, I don't even know how that happens. I just don't. But you got to get out of the way. Life is hard. Do the hard. That was my advice. Do the hard, man. It is what it is. Do the hard. Get out of the way. Get your attorney. Get out of the house. If you don't get out of that house, you're just going to be a target over and over again. Even if you ain't got nowhere to go, find yourself somebody's basement couch. I did that before.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You got to do what you got to do. And look where I'm at now. I survived, man. I survived and more. So I'm not proud of the fact that I can give great divorce advice, but it is true. I can do that. But it's hard. It's never not going to be hard. You always hope for that break. With just a little short break. If I could just get a break from life, just where things aren't getting worse, right? If I could just get a pause, fucking stop it, man. Stop it. Don't expect that break. If it happens, God bless you. If it happens, but don't expect it. Don't wish for it. Don't hope for it. Plan on the shit being fucking hard. Man the fuck up now and do the damn hard. That's my message to men. And I'm going to be bringing that message more and more here just because it's what's coming into my life, talking to other men and what's going on and where I think I can be of value and offer some guidance and hope having gone through this shit. Do the fucking hard. I don't care if you're 28 or 58. It does not motherfucking matter. Accept life on life's terms, that this is just what it is. Accept it and go forward. Find a new path. And that new path is forward. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to pick the right road going forward. You just have to go forward and adjust as you go. Going in the right direction is a lot better than any other choice you can make. And that's the one right choice you can make is by going forward. The right direction. All right. That's all I got for today. I just had to throw that in there as I was just feeling it. And God bless the 3 people that might hear that or it might help. Appreciate you. Much love. Hit the subscribe button if you've liked my ranting. Hit the share button if you think somebody else might want to listen to me rambling. I'm going to continue to ramble. I'm going to continue to do this in the only way that I know how, which is to do just what I like to do, what I enjoy, talk about the things that I like to talk about. And today it just happened to be sports and opportunities and WNBA. And what I talked about, if you're smart enough to get it, it was more than just talking about the WNBA. There's other messages in there for life and business and growing. Hopefully you can find it. God bless. Have a great weekend. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.